The Season 4 finale of The Boys has been nothing short of a diabolical episode, with way too much happening in too little time. The eventful saga sets up the last and final season, and the narrative has been handled in such a way that just about anything can happen. However, it was hard to miss that two crucial characters who have shaped a lot of the major events in the series were MIA in the season finale. Yes, we're talking about the shrewd Stan Edgar and A-Train, with his redemption arc, both of whom were alive and away from the scene at the moment. In this video, we'll explore the various possibilities around their fate and their potential role in Season 5. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
This is our chance. Florence? Anywhere. But let's go.
Where is A-Train, and what is going to be his next step? There are very few characters in The Boys who've developed and evolved as much as A-Train. The speedster from the Seven went from being an arrogant and selfish soup to a compassionate associate of the boys, even saving the lives of Butcher and Starlight when Deep and Black Noir 2 were sent by Homelander to hunt them down. However, this has blown his cover, and Homelander now knows all about A-Train's betrayal. Since then, it's been made quite evident that he's managed to flee, but the question still remains where he is at this point. Given how Homelander's scouts failed to find his family and loved ones as well, we believe that A-Train has taken his family before running away to safety. There are some who believe that he may have left the country, but given how his outlook has changed, this is unlikely. The new A-Train is not someone who leaves his people to die and suffer at the hands of Homelander and his sinister fascist crew, and we expect him to rejoin the action very soon. Someone like Mallory or even MM may have found a safe house for his family, so that he can be at peace knowing that his family's not going to suffer at the hands of the oppressive new regime. The immediate next step for A-Train is going to be the rescue operation to free the boys. The likes of MM, Huey, Frenchie, and Kimiko have all been apprehended by the Vought forces, and they face a severe jail term under close observation. Luckily, Starlight is still out there, but she'll need all the support she can get in order to get the job done. There are faint rumors about the return of someone like Queen Maeve, but an existing character like A-Train is definitely more likely to join the fight. It's high time that he does justice to his true powers, and A-Train is going to be a great asset for the boys in this hour of crisis. Butcher has gone rogue already, and we don't see A-Train partnering his crazy obsession with soup genocide. And we wouldn't even be surprised if A-Train tries to stop his murderous plan. Homelander now has the guidance of Sister Sage back, and we've already seen that every soup in the Vought records has been summoned to help them in a smooth takeover of the US government with their puppet president. This means that A-Train will not have it easy, and he will have to deal with a variety of soups as he tries to free the boys for one final showdown. How can things end for A-Train? We've mentioned time and time again in our videos that we don't foresee a happy ending for A-Train, even though his noble intentions make him a changed man. It doesn't take away the fact that he's been responsible for the murders of innocents, like Huey's girlfriend Robin, and the perfect redemption will only come when he lays down his life for someone else. It would be poetic justice if A-Train sacrifices himself for someone like Starlight, ruining Huey's first love and saving his second. Without a heroic turnaround where he goes down for the greater good, the redemption will not be complete, and we seem to have something like that on the cards. It's tough to say if A-Train will get to face someone like Homelander, but even if he does, we don't expect him to go down without a fight. He also knows a lot of the dirty secrets of Vought and the Seven, and he might also play a key role by leaking this information out to the public to jeopardize their image even among their supporters. If A-Train doesn't have a role that helps the boys immensely, and if you don't forgive him for all the wrongs he's done, his complete story arc will not be satisfactory.
Starlight, what an unexpected pleasure.
Where is Stan Edgar now? What will be his reaction to Victoria Newman's death? Now that we've dealt with the noble turnaround, let's focus on the badass and conspiring ex-spearhead of Vought, Stan Edgar. Say what you will about him, there's no denying the fact that he genuinely loves his adoptive daughter, Victoria Newman, and her daughter Zoe Newman. We've seen in an earlier episode that Victoria has orchestrated his prison escape, and clearly he's out there somewhere, plotting his way to get back into a position of power. The news of Victoria Newman's death is out in the open, and Stan Edgar knows about the same by all means. The manipulated news says that she's been killed in a conspiracy by Robert Singer, and Stan Edgar is smart enough to see the bigger picture as Homelander's puppet president assumes power. Even though he will be seething with rage over his dead daughter, we expect Stan to be smart and patient enough to wait for the right time. He'll know that he must stay in hiding at the moment because any daring move will get him arrested. However, there's no way a man like him will let the death of his beloved daughter go unpunished. His presence in the upcoming season might lead to the downfall of Homelander indirectly, because the chances of him siding with the boys after they're freed are a lot higher than him going back to Vought. Can Stan Edgar and Samir form an unlikely alliance? It's been revealed in an earlier episode that Samir is the father of Zoe Newman, and Stan Edgar doesn't really approve of how he impregnated Victoria when they weren't even married. However, desperate times call for desperate measures, and the two aggrieved individuals might find a common point to team up on. Both would be heartbroken by the tragic passing of Victoria, and let's not forget that Samir has something up his sleeve that can change the game altogether. He knows how to process and manipulate the soup-killing virus according to his needs, and things are all set to get nasty if he has the right person to guide him. Samir is probably not the strongest of characters with great resolve, but the planning and execution of someone like Stan Edgar can be just what the doctor ordered. After the death of Victoria, Zoe has been taken away to a secret facility, and the two can try to get her back from there. On the other hand, they can use the soup-killing virus against all the others with Compound V in their system, especially Homelander and Butcher. What if Stan Edgar is eyeing his position back as the leader of Vought? If we know anything about Stan, it's his love for assuming command. He thrives in a position of power, and he might be ambitious enough for a comeback as the new head of Vought once Homelander is dealt with. In the aftermath of all the mayhem that is about to be unleashed, we expect the death of Homelander just like it happens in the comic books. This might be a great opportunity for Stan Edgar to rejoin Vought, and even if the company doesn't deal with soups anymore, he can always find something else to keep the business thriving. Life would be a complete circle for him if something like that happens, and it would be a satisfactory ending to see him go back to what he does best. Maybe he will even keep the corrupt practices down this time around. Could Stan Edgar team up with Soldier Boy? A major character that is set for a comeback in the 5th and final season of The Boys is Soldier Boy, who's currently held in a state of cryogenic sleep in a locked chamber. We expect him to be released at some point, and although it seems unlikely at the moment, there's always a possibility that Stan Edgar can find his way to him. Let's not forget that the two have worked together earlier during Stan Edgar's first stint with Vought, and given how both of them have been betrayed and cast away, it might be an unlikely alliance. Exploring a couple wild goose chases featuring Stan Edgar. There are a couple outrageous fan theories that we thought of sharing with you while we're on the topic. The first one suggests that Stan Edgar is Frederick Vought himself, and he's kept his identity a secret all this time. He also underwent a complete plastic surgery to get a makeover that helped him get away from all the accusations. This ridiculous and least likely theory has been coined because of all the instances where Stan Edgar is extremely respectful and loving toward the mention of the real founder of Vought. It's also a bit confusing why a Nazi sympathizer like Vought would choose someone of Stan Edgar's ethnicity to be part of his company. With the way Black Noir has been replaced subtly, this could have been an earlier replacement by Vought to keep the legacy of Frederick Vought going. Like we said, the whole thing sounds absolutely bizarre, but it wouldn't be a shocker if the show reveals something so unexpected as this. The other preposterous theory is that Sister Sage is the biological daughter of Stan Edgar, and she's been groomed and raised separately by him to take over the reins of Vought when the time is right. This doesn't add up to a lot of things that have happened, but given how Sage's family has never been revealed, this could be a way to strike up a unique connection. Marvelous verdict. Keeping them away might be a conscious decision. The Boys is not known for doing things unnecessarily with the story, although there have been a few moments in Season 4 that seemed redundant going by the current narrative. However, keeping the usual trend in mind, we believe that the choice to keep A-Train and Stan Edgar away from the action in the season finale might have been a conscious decision. You can be sure that these two spearheads will have a major role to play in the next season, and we've already spelled out the possible ways things can end for them. We would be disappointed if Stan Edgar doesn't get to exit as the badass that he is, and A-Train wouldn't have a fitting end if his redemption arc is not complete. As of now, it might be a rather long wait of at least a couple years before we get the final season. Do tell in the comments below what you think of the 4th season, and what according to you will be the fate of these two pivotal characters in the show. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.